Welcome aboard, everybody. We're in Archer 724 Romeo here at Bravo Golf Foxtrot, Winchester, I think Municipal Airport. Flew in here today for this afternoon and evening for some barbecue. I'm gonna hit the AC. Woo! Feels good. This Archer, not Skyhawk. I probably should elaborate on that because it's a little change of scenery, different panel. But we're in an Archer today. Really good aircraft. As much as I love the Skyhawk, sometimes these can be a little easier, to deal with. Or not really. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, the reason for me flying the venerable Archer today is because of AC. I don't know if you can hear it. I might edit out the noise and you can hear more of my conversation with you guys than the plane noise. But it's got AC, so on hot days like today earlier, and even humid right now, it helps out a ton. So yeah, we're headed back home to Mike Quebec Yankee. Had some really good barbecue here. It's a place called John T's. John T's. In downtown Winchester. Had some brisket, fries, baked bean, and they include like a little pancake with it too, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we've done the got the ATIS AWAS, and obviously the radios and avionics are on. Taxi check. Parking brake off. Hold up, let me reset my headset. There we go. Parking brake is, let's turn that to low too because it's really blowing now. Parking brake set, or unset, off. Let's check our brakes. My brakes work. How about you guys? Oh, looks like bells work too. Good job, guys. Go work. Yeah, so today we're in the Archer. As I said earlier, mainly, today was just a game time decision. It was a really beautiful day and I really wanted to get out and fly, so checked the scheduler, and for some reason this plane was open all day, which is really weird because you always usually have to book, sometimes up to 1 to 2 weeks in advance on some occasions. But no, it was open, so I was like, hey, I'll take it from like 4 to 10, even though I'm not going to be out till 10. I like to add a buffer if no one's after me because sometimes the weather can get kind of wild here. So if I have to wait a little bit, wait for a storm to pass or something like that, then I can. I don't have to worry about calling them and letting them know that I'll be a little late. Right aileron up, down, up, down, and swivel.
Shelbyville traffic, Cessna 41 Juliet's departing the area to the east, Shelbyville.
Looks like the elevator is good. Alright. Pull the checklist back up. Fuel selector, let's go full rich too. Fuel selector fullest tank, so that would be the left tank. And we're actually on it right now. Cool. And throttle to 2000 RPM. Alright, let's turn on the AC as well. RPM, vacuum's in the green. Annunciator panel, just the pitot heat's off, so it pops up, kind of annoying, but it's off, so that's why it's lighting up. If you press it down, everything pops up, and it goes away. Engine instruments, oil temps in the green, oil pressure's in the green, as well as fuel pressure, and oil pressure, yeah, cool. Ammeter is good. Carburetor heat. Works as intended, slight drop in RPM. Magnetos check, so we'll go right mag. For a slight, probably about 125 drop, max is 175, go to the left, and we're looking for a max of 50 RPM difference. About a 125 drop as well, so they're pretty much together. Electric fuel pump off, check the fuel pressure, make sure it stays where it's supposed to be in the green. It is. Pump comes back on and it remains. Then throttle to 1000 RPM. No one's on final, we're in business. Six, confirmed. Full power. Power set. Airspeed's coming alive, and engine are in the green. 60 knots, let's go flying. Beautiful sunset this evening. Bar in the throttle and make sure, just to make sure, not that they do, but it happened to bar the throttle and check on the mixture to make sure now that's slipping back for some whatever reason it might, but you know. Smooth right now too. Of course, as I say that, it'll probably start getting bumpy. For now, it's really nice. And we'll start our left turn out on course. So for the way back, it looks like pretty good skies, and look at that sunset. Oh god. Sorry, it's just like I'll get to that. Anyways, so it looks like pretty clear skies the entire route of the flight, and judging from what I'm looking at ahead of me right now, it looks pretty clear myself. So we'll probably just go up to 4,500. If I'm feeling a little high speed, then we'll do 6,500. But yeah, I'm just watching the sunset right now. That's beautiful. That's probably one of the greatest things about flying there. It's just turn it down a little bit so I can keep my conversation. But just doing a nice sunset flight, relaxed, beautiful weather, no turbulence right now, no crazy winds either. Just get to watch the sunset, and it's just, I don't know, you can't help but feel blessed that you get to do this kind of thing. You know, that's kind of sentimental side of me here, but it's just, I don't know if there's been a lot of questions asked on the comments, but this has been a childhood dream of mine to be a pilot. Ever since I can remember, I wanted to be a pilot. And just being able to fulfill that dream and do this, it's something else. It's indescribable. Just me, the airplane, the GoPro, and thousands of feet above me, and currently 3,000 or 2,800 feet below me, climbing. It's just something special. My great-grandfather, I think he retired a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army Air Forces during World War II. I think he flew bombers, I believe that. Bombers or fighters. I never was able to meet him, but I've heard stories from my family about him. And my great-uncle, we call him Skipper, he flew for the Navy during the Vietnam War, flew F-4 Phantoms, and following that was on the F-14 up until I think the late 80s. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but he and I were having a conversation the other day about how when you're up here, there's kind of have like a guardian angel of sorts. I like to think that my great-grandfather, who I was never able to meet but would love to have met, is my guardian angel up here. Nights, evenings like tonight, with a beautiful sunset, beautiful plane, beautiful everything. I like to think he's with me right now. Might sound a little crazy, but I don't know, it's just one of those pilot things, I guess. Anyways, that's enough of the sentimental. part of this video. Sorry to hit you guys with the field so quickly. Was not my intention. I just know if he was around, my great-grandfather, we call him Dado. I knew if Dado's around, he'd be awfully proud of me. I'm sure he is right now. Sentimental. I didn't mean to get all sentimental on you guys. My bad. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. There's just something to be said about how lucky us pilots are. You know, we sometimes unfortunately get caught up in the whole business side of things, job side of flying. And sometimes it just takes not that I fly for a job, but sometimes, you know, it can unfortunately kind of get to be a hassle. And sometimes when you're stressed out or something's not going right, but nights like tonight make you remember why you love doing this crazy little thing. Of course, even though I said I was done with the sentimental stuff, I continue. Like there's a drive-in movie theater off our left side down here. I like to, as if I'm able, climb as high as I can without, you know, getting in danger of running into VFR and IMC conditions. Just because, as people could probably infer, that the higher you are, the more options you have, in many ways. Mainly with diversions, or if you have an engine out situation. I like to go as high as I can, so it looks like today we'll go to 6.5. There's a cloud up ahead. I'm bad at judging distances of clouds, like when they're far off. But it doesn't look like it should be until at least Murfreesboro, and even by then we should be descending at that point. But we'll go up to 6,500 feet today. Don't get me wrong, I like some low flying. Pretty rad, but safety's a pretty big component for me as well. I like to think so. I try to be proactive with it. Flying over the small metropolis of Tullahoma, Tennessee. Home of the Beechcraft Museum. They've got an airport there. I've done like 1 or 2 touch and goes at that airport. I've never stopped by. It's on my my list of airports to go to and maybe do a tour of the museum. They've got all kinds of stuff there. And maybe skydive there too, because they've got a skydive operation. I think that would be pretty cool to skydive. If you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said heck no. But now, I don't know. Might be something cool to try out. Full of flight chops, you know. Off our right side, can't see it, so I'll narrate it to you, I guess, like some bad radio channel. Kidding. Is Arnold Air Force Base. From my understanding, they do a lot of testing there, test new engines. F-35 engine was tested there, I believe, as well as many others like the F-14s, some other legends like that, F-105, Thunder Chief, that's a cool name for it. They've got a 6,000 foot runway there, but it's closed on the sectional, and it doesn't look like it was really ever at a point where it was like some major operating base where, like, you know, they have some like sort of strategic air commander, or what? Is that right? SAC? Yeah. Back in the day, probably just for like cargo fly-ins or whatever, maybe even testing. I'll put 123075 in the standby. That's Murfreesboro. I like to tune that in as I pass by it. I'll probably be talking to Smyrna at that point, but I like to put that in the standby, just especially if I'm outbound and out of the Delta airspace, just because it's a very busy training airport. There's a lot of traffic. Local college is there, and who's got a pretty big Part 141 program. So I like to tune in to make sure I'm staying out of the way of people or whatnot. What do you guys think? You like it? Nice flight? Smooth, hopefully? Relaxing. I might this upcoming weekend, which probably isn't the upcoming weekend of posting unless I'm pretty quick at editing up this video. I'll be going down to Pensacola to watch an air show for the weekend. Not in the Archer, it'll be in my buddy Skyhawk, but it'll be a really fun little adventure. I've always Ever since I got my license, or even before then, I've really wanted to take a trip down to the beach. Just haven't been able to do it, haven't had time, and rental costs are kind of expensive, so unless you have a lot of money saved up, then good luck. But we'll be taking it over to Pensacola.
Shelbyville traffic, Cessna 41 Juliet on final runway 18 Shelbyville. I turn out to the west, Upper Cumberland.
At Shelbyville Airport you keep hearing about, it's off our left wing. One day I'm gonna have to get I'm definitely gonna have to get another GoPro, something like just maybe a Session. I think those are the smaller ones. Because it's a good camera view, I like having it, but sometimes if you've got a passenger, it can be tough to find where to mount it because it'll bop up in their head. Right now, and in my other videos, most of my other videos, it's mounted on the right window, right passenger window, or first officer's window, whatever you prefer. But it'd be nice to be able to, probably could have put it up on the roof or the ceiling. But maybe something like inside, and then maybe a face cam from like the dash here, or the window over there, or something like that. I'll invest in another, it'll definitely be a Session. I'll invest into a Session sooner or later. Yeah, today was a really special trip. It's, as I was mentioning earlier, it's not like I've got I fly as a job, so I don't do that. I just do it for recreation as of now, because I'm just a private pilot. But it's been, most of the trips I do are for fly-ins and stuff, so it's like you gotta be here at this time. It's been a while since I've had just a block time and just time to kill and anywhere to be. So today was just a chill day to, like I was mentioning earlier, I have the plane for a while, so I'm in no rush to get anywhere. A really nice day to fly, or evening now, but it was a nice day to fly as well. Alright, let's do a quick before landing. They don't have a really descent checklist, it's kind of combined before landing, so I kind of merged the two of them. Heading indicator is set. Seatbelts are on. We just switched to the fullest tank, which is the right tank. Electric fuel pump is on. Engine gauges are all showing in the green. Air conditioner is not on. Altimeter setting. Well, let's get we have negative weather there. Because their weather frequency's down, so we'll have to wait and talk to them about that, I guess. I'm gonna guess, because it was 3019 when I left, it might have dropped a little bit, but we'll get it from them. I hope, or we probably will get it from them. Really start bringing it down now, we're at 5,900. One thing I also do like about Archers is I like the quadrant they've got here. Something about it just makes you feel like you're in an airline or something bigger, and I just like how you can, how you hold it, I guess. And it's just one of those weird pilot things, I guess. I don't know. But beautiful though, and skies are mostly clear. There's one cloud off over there, but that's high, much higher than we are, and not even close to our route. Or course, whatever. Maybe pull a little more power out too. One thing also about the Archers are cool is they're carbureted engines, but because of the location stuff on the engine, you don't need carb heat unless you suspect carb icing. Versus with the 172s that are carbureted, you have to do every time you're out of the green arc. If you ever look real closely, I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you look real closely, you go online and look at the RPM gauge on a Piper Cherokee series, you'll see the arc goes all the way down to 500 RPM. And I got runway 32 sight as well. Nice. Alright, we'll go make our call. Smyrna Tower, good evening. Archer 724 Romeo is 12.5 miles southeast of the field, descending out of 3,700 inbound full stop.
Archer 724 Romeo, Smyrna Tower, make straight in approach runway 32, winds calm, altimeter is 3018, report 3 mile final.
Make straight in runway 32, altimeter 3018, report, and we will report a 3 mile final, Archer 724 Romeo. Cool, they gave us the altimeter setting. And I got 32 in sight. They want us to report a 3 mile final. So yeah. I just dictated to come over Murfreesboro because Murfreesboro is kind of lined up with 32. Oh, is it beautiful out tonight? Oh, golly. Alright, so strobe lights on, nav lights on, light on. Just checking these, everything's on that needs to be on. Lit up like a Christmas tree. Seven and a half mile final right now. And we're holding the lights loop too, nice. Just a moment, I'll drop my first set of flaps. Half mile final. Smyrna Tower, Archer 724 Romeo is on a 3 mile final for 32.
Archer 724 Romeo, runway 32, clear to land.
Clear to land 32, Archer 724 Romeo.
Cessna 8 Echo Tango, you number 2, following an Archer 2 mile final.
Okay, number 2, and Cessna 118 Echo Tango is just about mid-sail downwind for runway 32.
Really slow down here. Might be a little early for the last notch of flaps, but it's alright.
Cessna 8 Echo Tango, runway 32, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 32 for Cessna 118 Echo Tango.
High, but it's alright. Got a long runway to play with. Nice.
Archer 724 Romeo, Fable, turn left at Alpha, cross runway 1 to parking. Have a good night.
Roger, left on Alpha, Fable, cross runway 1 to parking. Have a nice night too. See ya. I don't know why I say see ya all the time, but I do. Bad habit. It's not a really bad habit, but I always say it. I don't know why. But ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, welcome to Smyrna. Mike Quebec Yankee. Local time is 8:35 p.m. Outside air temperature is a nice, kind of, not really nice, 85 degrees.
With you on the ILS 32 approach.
Cessna 739 Victor, November, Smyrna Tower, runway 32, clear for the option, winds calm.
After landing checklist, runway off, lights are good.
Clear for the option, wind calm, 739
Camera
Victor.
action. Car repeats off. Sure T taxi. Clear to cross 1. Flaps up. And fuel pump off.
Alright guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and please share it too. I'd like to get my videos a little more noticed. Not that they aren't already, but it helps. So yeah, peace.